Hello and welcome. This is a short video covering the EmpowerID Shared Account Password Management functionality, also known as the Password Vault module. So EmpowerID has the ability to securely store secrets or encrypted information where access can be shared in a very controlled manner. Now EmpowerID stores this information double encrypted with a client-side master password so that the end user has to enter in their master password to decrypt the information. That way, in the event your database was stolen, the information would not be usable because that password does not exist in the database. So I'm logged in this system as Erwin, who's just a regular self-service user. He can shop for access and he has access to request some privileged access. Now, on this user interface, the most basic of the password vaulting functionality is secrets management. And a secret differs from a vaulted credential in that it's personal to the user. It's their secret, they're the owner of it. It's not really corporate managed, but they can share it with other people. So in this case, I can create new secrets. I can say I want to create a password as a secret. Maybe I want to vault a list of things as a secret or an API key or something. When I need to request access to see my secret, I can simply say I want to show it. And of course, that decrypts it so I can see this encrypted information. If this information were important to someone else in the organization and I wanted to share it with them, I can share the secret either temporarily or permanently. So in this case, I have not shared the secret with anyone yet, but I could choose to share it with someone such as Patrick in this case. Erwin White want Patrick to have access to the secret for a period of time so Patrick could securely decrypt this information. So secrets, again, are the most simple form of password vaulting. Stepping up a level, what people commonly think of are vaulted credentials. So vaulted credentials are typically API keys or user logins and passwords. Now, these user logins and passwords might just be vaulted in the system and not connected to a user account that's in an external managed system, which means that we might not have the ability to reach out and to reset the password on this account. In this case, it's just a bit of information that can be securely stored encrypted. So here we go. Let's say we have a test one here. I could, as an end user, request access for myself, or I could request access for someone else. So in this case, I'm going to request access for myself. And access to credentials is completely controlled based upon what are called shared credential policies. So the policies determine the behavior of the credentials. Security controls who can see them, so you can control which users can even see which credentials, that they exist, even if you're making an API call and it's an application-to-application vaulting scenario. Also controls whether they allow multi-checkout, which means multiple users can check them out at the same time, or just enforce single checkout. And the time length, how long can a credential be checked out? If it's high security, maybe very short amounts of time. So what's the max time and what's the default time? This one's set to a max time of 2,880 minutes and a default time of just 1 hour. So I'm going to request this one, need for server patching. So this is a pre-provision and typically privileged account. It represents what's called standing permissions, which is a risk. This is the riskiest type of PAM account. Although you're controlling my access to it, this account exists at all times in a privileged state. We'll show later some different options for zero standing privilege in an upcoming video. So in this case, I can request access to this credential, and based on the policy and who I am, it could go for approval, one or more levels of approval, or I could be pre-approved, as I am in this case. So I was pre-approved to request this access. So now I can show the password anytime I want. I can use this that's revealing the username and password to me, which is the least secure form of PAM. And then this creates a checkout record. So the admins can always see who is requesting the credential, which credential, what was the start time and end time they requested, what was the actual time they checked it out, and what was the actual check-in time. So at this point, I have this credential checked out. It has been revealed to me. And if I wait at the end of my checkout time, a service will come along and check it back in. Now, if that service is set to reset the credential password on check-in, then it would do that reset and update all of the connected systems. If the end user decides at any time that they're done with their credential early, they or an admin could choose to force a credential check-in, which will run the workflow to perform those check-in actions, the reset, or just to check it back in. So you see, at this point, I don't have any checked out. I could go back and re-request it for myself or someone else. So now, if this credential were linked to an inventoried and managed object, then my check-in would typically have consequences. It would be rotating the password and changing it so that at the moment I check it in, I no longer know that password. Or if this were a credential for a service account, it would be rotating it on a scheduled basis to ensure that the hackers have a very small attack window to try to decrypt or guess that password. Okay, well, this has been an overview of our shared account password management functionality. Feel free to watch other overviews where we dive into the rotation of the passwords, managing passwords on connected systems such as cloud directories, on-premise directories, or servers themselves. And then also we'll talk about zero standing privilege and some new technologies to take your PAM from basic PAM to advanced PAM that really reduces the attack surface in your organization to ensure that the hackers have a very small target to try to get into your network. So again, thanks again.